called Volcano. You lured me in with your icy eyes and quick wit, promises of houseboats and gift cards. We'll take a taxi, then photograph the driver's face when we ask to be taken to hell. 2 out-of-town friends and somebody's dog, gaming and reading as ivy grows downward, overboiled, tendrils resting on the rug. And we rearranged ourselves on an unreliably soft surface, not reading signs, nobody else in sight. Curiosity eclipses what requisite level of nervous flickering must be built in as a warning. Feet sliding or sinking, noses running, and we peered into the cracks in the ground, watching rivers boil as they carve through 6 feet of snow. "Are you cold?" I asked the swan who wanders over to join us. You laugh, calling a name down the stairs and pressing all the keys. You could start civilizations with this thing. Chaotic chords, barrel smoke blaring, bass hand, treble hand. It's all the same, only now with a thin, near-invisible protective layer of smartphones and intuitive dashboards. A power-off clicker, USB chargeable, portable stove, 3 different routes mapped to turquoise, project tracking, stats and apps. Add me, you say, then instantly I'm given a cryptic link. 2 players, you and me, each with at least 1 notable gift and 1 grave flaw. Try these various bombs. We enter on either side of a nuclear missile, singing at synchronicity nervously. Can you stand my shifting diction? Were you a middle child? I ate a mountain, dolomite, gypsum, quartz. I find all of the things I said I would do on Facebook. We tweet about gluten in the car, examining maps, singing weekly, and exfoliating our hands on the salt from the corn nuts. Early girl tomatoes jumping out of the back of the truck along Highway 5 for hundreds of miles. Brooklyn hipsters subbing kale salad for home fries. I text you about the shit they do to mice to make them fail their maze tests and dim their will to live. It proves that air pollution is bad for you. You text back, scientists have made a virus that changes heart tissue into natural pacemaker tissue. Now I don't have to die. I bury her in my womb. Aging white men are disembarking 11 miles east. Rabbits, foxes, cats, and possums stir ravenously in the hulls. I have never been baptized and almost failed chemistry. The air smells thick with salt, gulls pinned in it like a question. Meanwhile, progress spreads like a bacterial infection, flooded with natural light. We're creating post-apocalyptic virtual worlds. Stillness, armed creeps, lush vines, and ruinous rubble. Exploration and a sense of heroism all folded into a dry, sort of crumbly public terrain. Narratives remain vague about how we arrived here. Pick up the right tools, chop 3 winters' worth of wood, take off your hat. Step into the shade of a Jeffrey pine to smell its sap and feel the temperature shift. Next, rescue your girl. Wait, she's a mean bitch? Okay, rescue your friends. Hold down B to crouch. Locate a yellow recharging station. Shame the fate of humanity's remnants. Wait, I meant shape. Press select to pull up a map, karma meter, and energy meter, arsenal, and tooltip. Remember to water your plants and your friends' plants. Write your mother and also to someone who you wish were your lover. Sync your software. Soak your oats. Forgive those who scald your heart and perforate your will to live. Release the foxes, rabbits, cats, and possums. Actually, maybe keep the cats. Notice the gypsy moths, ship rats, lice, and small reptiles. Compressed into a can, this applause is programmable to 72 hotkeys in 22 languages. You have a quart full of oil in the trunk. You have vivid dreams full of busy people and red robe torture. You have everything you need, plus an infectious laugh like a cartoon. All you have to do is stay alive. In the cool shade of summer's porch, you buzz me with my own electricity, a fingertip entirely yours. SMS flares my only condition, a sensitivity to invitation and human complexity. I'm in collaboration with a dead character who appears in perfect health to help me hoist meaningful objects from a break between a railing and a tall building. It's 1995 97, and we haven't yet met. You're still alive, your icy blue eyes gazing down the length of an elbow. Canada geese yet unmated. You know Rhode Island just isn't in the cards for you, so you drink, walk back to campus with a sweet girl, and email me how much you like my green raincoat. Cicadas, black crickets, blue wasps. I'm no flower, but a Ouija board slowly spells out in front of all my friends that I'm a rose without a thorn. You made that Ouija board with cardboard, push pins, and a marker. We stay up round-eyed, texting phantoms for hours. Your lack of fear qualifies as both. It's winter of 1999, and I take a lifelong hit when you execute the worst exit strategy possible, hanging there a few hours, then absorbed into a New England boarding school statistic. News vans circling like vultures. You bought me pancakes, invited me to your room to listen to the Beatles, then privately excused yourself, used your belt as a noose, leaving me sutured with a thread that feels wild, all puncture holes and loose ends. You untie me, then I write you in. Climbing ivy, wicker furniture, fishing fantasies. Shirtless boys sauntering about in track pants. Cumulus clouds making a slow left entrance. Forget pet names, forget the text that tore up floorboards with a crowbar red with rust. Forget the path through the graveyard that's a shortcut to the science building filled with donated taxidermy birds. I would skin you, except your skin looks great on you. 2 distant barking dogs, 1 motorcycle and a Ford Mustang, vitamins, 2 maples lining an entrance. I want to tell you about the insect choir, but I deleted your number, and you're not listening. Cattails, thistles, Queen Anne's lace, porn magazines stashed in hedges outside schools. When a boy's done with it, he'll stash it in a hedge for some other lad to find. It's 2002, and I'm heading up the roof with my first love, only I haven't cast you yet as such, carrying tea and opening windows. Translation is tricky, settling parameters that shift across distinct sets of grammatical logic. The dicey past clogs time with a slow gurgle. Forgive me, none of those insane things I said are true. Show me your last paycheck and your pretty face. One-eyed Susans as tall as my father. Potted squash on the porch steps. I sleep for days. I hear that there's a war on. I think that we can climb inside. I intuit your pathos, strung up like a lefty guitar playing only dissonant chords. A war on drugs. No, guns. Half this city's built on landfill. Ex-lovers from Europe who walk around wearing pants that are too short with a fly that never zippers. To view a map, you needed to have downloaded some software. Signals patchy under the highway, oral sandstorms interrupting a transfer. We split, played tectonics, 81 south to 92 north. A golden plum from California, a Rome apple from New York. No one's trying to rhyme girl with bird. From the corner of Bradley and McClellan, your frittering mythos pins 3,000 miles away in a shop. Chain grease caked under your fingernails. Lily of the valley. Tragic machines. A techno-human condition. A pre-apocalyptic anticipation that's infected the nation for decades. $4,000 to repair a severed nerve between the middle and ring fingers. $130 a night to rent a summer's porch, shifting deciduous trees and a carrot bread triangle. Had I a nightgown to wear, I would haunt you, but today I'd rather wear the same pants as yesterday and drink pale ale. Diurnal moths are courting. No, wait, they're pollinating. You unbuckling your jeans. In what world do I recognize your number from the first time I dialed it, doubting if the scrawl was a 4 or a 9? In what area code are there no mosquitoes in late July, only stone fruits and a hot, breathy breeze? Michael Phelps is on the radio. A reason to comb my hair and put on a dress. A beer because of porch. Clarity because prerequisite nonsense. Currency because of currents. Quarantine because infectious disease, coursing through a native civilization, and then headed west like gypsy moths' egg sacs attached to cars and outdoor furniture. My new neighbor's father, panning for gold and humble. My ex-lover's laughter at Wairika Bakery being a palindrome. The Summer Olympics, dark humor that has no traction at check-in. Watermelon pieces. A whole roasted pig. Holy matrimony. I always loved your rock collection, and imagined my mother loving it too. I always loved your deer-shaped dog, and imagined my father loving her too. The smell of Band-Aids and antiseptic, the sound of pre-recorded alerts, sending electricity down the spine at every text received. You reciting dirty limericks, putting out your cigarettes like careful sharpened pencils. Horseflies, cicadas, praying mantis, a couple dropping off aging parents at a bed and breakfast, weighted with silence, tap water.